And Jenny was encouraging me to write something in regard to the Flint, city of Flint experience, or what have you. And you know, you have to include some negativity. I mean, you got to be real and talk about Flint. It's not Fort Lauderdale or something, but let me bring this up, but I don't know if it's even coming through. So anyway, I wrote something to put this together. I didn't know we had a whole year to do this. I was hustling to get this together.
Submit a
At any rate, by the time this contest or whatever it is ends, this will be long forgotten, so I could. Let me preface this by saying Flint's been called, oh, we can't mention everything. Buick City, Gary knows a lot about this. The Vehicle City, murder capital of the world. But I just call it Flint Town. Here to tell you about Flint Town. Well, it's here to stay. Talking about Flint Town. We ain't going away. We took some real hard licks, but we still got some kick. Right, Ryan? We did. Well, they shut down the shops and the factories, sent all that work way overseas. We got drugs and punks and burned out homes, but these people stand tough and they ain't standing alone. I said Flint Town. Well, it's here to stay. You know, Flint Town, we ain't going away. Well, they can lay off the cops, firefighters too, the city council members and the manager too. Raise the taxes, close the schools, kick us to the curb. We ain't nobody's fool. Talking about Flint Town. Well, it's here to stay. I'll do that last verse again because it didn't come out the way I wrote it. Well, they can lay off the cops, firefighters too, the city council members and the manager too. Raise the taxes, close the school, kick us to the curb, but we ain't nobody's fool. It's Flint Town. We're here to stay. Well, they can knock us to the floor. We just come back for more. Well, they can knock us to the floor. We're kind of like old Chuck Norris. We just come back for more. Flint Town. Thank you.
All right, please welcome Rod.
A couple weeks ago, I was at a little open mic down at the lunch studio that Brian does. And he told me I should come over here because they were having a contest about songs about Flint. Yeah, I've written a ton of them. Sad thing is, most of them are pretty depressing. And I decided that what I was going to do was go home and write a song about something positive about Flint, something that's really nice about Flint that they can brag about. And I think this one fits the bill. It's called Hot Rod Heaven. Oh, this is Lee's arpeggio 4-chord sequence from the 60s. All the songs back then used this. Last night I dreamed I took a time machine back to 1966. I woke up on the street, downtown Flint, walking around tea, if you know what I mean. She wore flowers in her hair, and everywhere I looked there were happy people with laughter in their eyes. And then I had a Flint Coney dog, Verters, and a basket of fries. Hot rod heaven, I was there. There were hot rods everywhere, and every one of them was meant on the streets of downtown Flint. Last night I dreamed I took a time machine back to 1966, and I woke up on the street downtown Flint, walking round and back to the bricks. And for just a few hours on a summer afternoon, it was 1966. For just a few hours on a summer afternoon, it was 1966.
I guess we're in our second month of this songwriting contest, and this is my it's my first contribution, and I don't know if I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one. Great.
Yeah.
This is your Flint song?
This is a Flint song, yes.
Okay, cool.
I wrote this a few years ago. I wrote this about 8 years ago, and the idea behind it was to write kind of a community, local type of song of local interest. But I wanted to do something unconventional, and so I decided to target an anti-hero. That is not someone you would typically write a song about, and use it to kind of represent or be a representation of Flint. And I had some talks with a few writer friends of mine who kind of inspired me to go in this direction with this song. It's about a local performer from a few years ago. She's passed now. At the time she was performing in the area, I don't think they would have used the term performance artist, but looking back, I guess that would probably apply and fit to her. This song's about Rosie DeRocha. It's called Cactus Rose. I remember Dad taking me downtown to the music show. Don't recall the performers' names, that was too long ago. Remember trying so hard not to fall asleep, when suddenly something happened that touched me so deep. Her name was Rosie, and damn was she loud. She would leave her impression on everyone in the crowd. Let her sing, let her sing, suffering for art, as we all must. So the irony goes that this cactus rose will ascend the stage as we all turn to dust. Flowers were one thing me and Grandma loved. One day she decided I was ready to join a garden club. I'd have to dress up nicely. No, I could not look vulgar. And I would present my project to the Minister of Horticulture. It didn't turn out smoothly. No, he turned up his nose. A garden club is not the place to bring a cactus rose. Let her sing, let her sing, suffering for art, as we all must. So the irony goes that this cactus rose will ascend the stage as we all turn to dust. So I find myself reflecting on the impacts I had made. Another late night excuse to be lazy and let the radio station fade. I pretend I am focused, try and write a poem, when an angel from a phantom station sings, "Bill Bailey, please come home." Let her sing, let her sing, suffering for art, as we all must. So the irony goes that this cactus rose will ascend the stage as we all turn to dust. All right, then.
This next tune started out, this is Flint City, I call it Flint City. It's a song of hope for the city of Flint. I mean, I see it in this room, right? Flint took a little nosedive for a minute. And I see people in this room who love the place, want to see it thrive, right? Want to see it. Maybe it's not going to be the same thing, you know, but it can be a good thing. It can still be a good thing, right? Why not? It doesn't have to be awful. The song's called Flint City. Flint City, we're known for our crime. You may have also heard about assembly lines. Yes, times are hard now, but we fight back. And if you think we won't, well, people, you don't know jack about Flint City. Yeah, Flint City. Goddamn good people, we got some bad ones too. The news is full of the things that the bad ones do. Yeah, we need to wake up and take back this town. I know it can be done without throwing bullets around in Flint City. Yeah, Flint City. We got General Motors walking out of town, and all the factories are closing down. Yet here we are now, heads held high. It's gonna take some work to fix, but you know we're gonna try for Flint City. Yeah, yeah, Flint City. It's gonna take some love. We need some help from up above. There must be something can be done for Flint City. Yeah, yeah.
Alright, this is a new song. I just made it a couple days ago, and it's actually based off a true story. One of our friends, he got really drunk one night and decided he was going to beat up everyone. So this is one of my Flint songs. It's called Rough and Rowdy, and it's a true story, and I'm about to play it for y'all. So I hope you like it. Rough and Rowdy. Saturday, chilling with my favorite friends, but sometimes things get out of hand when we drink our 3 fists. Me and all my bros are cool as fuck, so if you don't like it, you can go. But best believe we're gonna get drunk, cause every night we're doing a show. Cause we're rough and rowdy till the day that we die, drinking every night and making all the girls cry. And there's no telling what we're about to do. We might set this town on fire for the night's true. Yeah, we're rough and rowdy till the day that we die, drinking every night and making all the girls cry. And there's no telling what we're about to do. We might set this town on fire for the night's through, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a normal night, chilling, smoking like we do. Then it turned into a great big fight before the 3rd fifth was through. And it looked like a tornado and went right through the front of our house. But if you don't like our type of fun, then bro, you better bounce. Cause we're rough and rowdy till the day that we die, drinking every night and making all the girls cry. And there's no telling what we're about to do. We might set this town on fire for the night's through. Yeah, we're rough and rowdy till the day that we die, drinking every night and making all the girls cry. And there's no telling what we're about to do. We might set this town on fire for the night's through, yeah. We're rough and rowdy till the day that we die, drinking every night and making all the girls cry. And there's no telling what we're about to do. We might set this town on fire for the night's through. Yeah, we're rough and rowdy till the day that we die, drinking every night and making all the girls cry. And there's no telling what we're about to do. We might set this town on fire all the nights through.
Yeah.
This next entry for the Flint song is called The Water, and it's another one I wrote just within the last month, so hope you like it. Grew up in a little town called Flint, Michigan. Had a good girl and everything was alright, but then she went away and I felt the same.
Alright, this one is called Hometown Poem, No Rush.
There's many places to be for sale, for lease, first month free. Just one life to live, i.e. to flee. Fortunately for me, there's no rush. The city cemeteries are lush, still blinking neon lights, reading vacancy. The car may have raised and raised the Buick City, but the irony is killing me. And all the basement Buddhists meditate on the bloom cycle lights, making bucks, growing kush, thinking about the suffering. A generation of garbage pail, kids born with a broom in their hand, forced to clean up ancient debris. In my hometown there's many places to be for sale, for lease, first month free. And just one life to live, i.e. to flee. But fortunately for me, there's no rush. And ignore instead of stress, but to change there's just not much left. Few pillared roads of half-burned godless homes, and a few hidden haunted hives where gauntletters thrive in the days, honey flower fields of their minds. And jaws rattle ferocious behind snake-bitten fangs, or rattle into a wild howl. It penetrates your unknown like a lapping lick of an inner shiver. Craze and reason passion kids make clunky claims to fame, though no one will really ever know their name. In my hometown there's many places to be for sale, for lease, first month free. And just one life to live, i.e. to flee. But fortunately for me, there's no rush. Upshot drop of water from a sprinkler sputtering adds a background noise to the pouring rain. But like magnets to metal, I am drawn here and stayed, and I'll do the same till the roof caves in, or at least my motivation dissipates. And as the smoke clears from throwing ink at expectation, tossing poems like pin-pulled grenades, a little buzz I spit, poetic phrase composing cracks of lightning that lead to thunderous refrain. My hometown there's many places to be for sale, for lease, first month free. And just one life to live, i.e. to flee. Fortunately for me, there's no
So this is we tried it a few months ago, I think I can get through it. This is my contribution to, this is my second contribution to the Flint Songwriting Contest. Let me speak a moment about that. That's been an ongoing thing for about 4 or 5 months. And myself and Jeremy have contributed to this, as well as, if I got the right name, Scott Green, is that his name?
Yeah.
Scott Green, Rod Cluley, and Lee Boylott have all contributed.
Oh, yes, the Flint Song Contest. Yes, it is Scott Green.
I think Jeremy's the only one at this point who has multiple entries.
He only has 2 so far.
But I'm going to have 2 in a moment.
Okay, cool.
Somehow it adds up to 7. This is the 7th entry. I think I got that part.
Oh, you're going to do one right now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
This song's called Gray Wall. And it's written about the idea of there's an influx of young people coming in, and then there's older people who, you know, I'm kind of almost a tweener, although actually now I'm more and more an older person. You know, I'm
Nah.
yeah. But
You're not older, you're aged like a fine wine.
yeah.
18, man.
We're all just
But I
artists.
wrote this as a younger person, not quite, just kind of seeing the scene and wondering, you know, what's available out there for the younger people, you know, and now that anyway, I'll get through the song. And the town I live in has what I call a gray wall, no room for you. Graffiti steps in and pays a call, and the gray wallers cover the truth. This town is covered by concrete surf, danger signals everywhere. Skateboarders show up and challenge turf. The gray wallers don't want them there. They say show respect for those who've gone first. They see him as a blessing, but I see him as a curse. Like that obnoxious uncle who staggers up the porch. They overstay their welcome and they never pass the torch. The city fathers built a reflecting pool to draw in crowds. Rumor has it that some reckless fool gonna knock down gray walls and push back clouds. And the gray wall is dedicated to those soldiers of complacency. And the mortar is mixed in secret foundries of masonry. Those ceremonial clowns, they do the dance of the ancient. They pat you on the head and they say, my son, be patient. The town I live in has what I call a gray wall, no room for you. Graffiti shows up and pays a call, and the gray wallers cover the truth. Yeah, the gray wallers cover the truth. The gray wallers cover the truth.
Yeah.
Just one of those depressing songs about Flint. I'm not a Flint native. I moved here in 2005. And about 3 years after I moved here, I was driving up Saginaw one day, and they were knocking down the spark plug factory up there on Davison and Dort, AC Spark Plug or whatever it was. And I remember driving by there the first few years I lived here. There's always tons of people walking around under brake and everything. I thought, what the hell they tear that down for? Anyhow, I wrote a song about it. It's called Bulldoze Flat. big as an army fort. And now it's just a pile of twisted steel and busted bricks. When I drive by, I can't help but feel we're in an awful fix. The plant where I worked my whole life has just been bulldozed flat. And I can understand a lot of things, but I can't understand that. The plant where I worked my whole life has just been bulldozed flat. And I can understand a lot of things, but I can't understand that. They used to manufacture parts for GM cars. And up and down the street there were restaurants and bars. But now they're all closed down. The lots are full of weeds. The jobs have all been shipped away to workers overseas. The plant where I worked my whole life has just been bulldozed flat. And I can understand a lot of things, but I can't understand that. They used to call it cradle to grave, but I guess they lied. It used to be the American dream. The dream got sick and died. And all the folks in Buick City were taken for a cruise. When everything is said and done, well, guess who's gonna lose? The plant where I worked my whole life has just been bulldozed flat. And I can understand a lot of things, but I can't understand that. Well, there's a pile of rubble at Davison and Dort. It used to be a factory as big as an army fort. And now it's just a pile of twisted steel and busted bricks. When I drive by, I can't help but feel we're in an awful fix. Plant where I worked my whole life has just been bulldozed flat. And I can understand a lot of things, but I can't understand that. Alright, this first song I'm going to do is entry for the Flint Song Contest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, another one? Or are you just playing one you already
I
had?
open Mike and Brian's. Yeah, this is a new entry.
A new entry. Oh, yes, right. Okay, good, do that one.
It's a version of an old Johnny Cash, John Conley, Ray Charles, a bunch of country singers did it back in the 70s. It's a song called Busted, and I rewrote it, gave it modern lyrics. I just called it Flint's Busted. The factory shut down, we're busted. The kids are all great since they moved out of state, and we're busted. Job market's stinking, fighting negative thinking. I looked around and the city is shrinking. These kinds of times can drive a good man to drinking, we're busted. I went to the bank to rewrite my loan because I was busted. And standing in line, I saw I wasn't alone, we're all busted. Well, the banker said there ain't a thing I can do. Your credit score's dropped down to 322. And frankly, we've been thinking about foreclosing on you because you're busted. But it's starting to look like I'm busted. The money I've saved has all been frittered away, now I'm busted. The rich are doing well, as far as I can tell. If I get sick and die, they'll say it's just as well. As far as I'm concerned, they can all go to hell, 'cause I'm busted. The factory shut down and we're busted. My kids are all great since they moved out of state, now I'm busted. The job market's taken, fighting negative thinking. I looked around and our city is shrinking. These kinds of times can drive a good man to drinking, we're busted. These kinds of times can drive a good man to drink, and we're busted.
This is a single off of my album coming out soon. It's called Tipping Flight. I actually wrote this the day that I first performed here in February. Yeah, it's the open mic fight night in the game with no shot and no light. I don't know what's wrong, but it ain't right. Always on my grind, always putting work. Riding bikes until I'm feet hurt. Never falling in the night. Going hard, I go berserk. Catch me moving in the church. Riding all these roads, birds. Rats on nothing, what's the words? Rats on nothing, what's the words? Hey, 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 looking at the birds flying in the sky. Oh, they are so free, but only for some time. I got no remorse, people who don't like me, but I know what's up with the spirit inside me. In the stage, in the city that I stay, always going to be late. In a couple days, you will see I do not play. I just want to move away so that I am not a slave to the system and its games. Oh, they want to kill our brains, making all our minds rock, put our spirits in the grave. It's a new kid on the block, giving rap, shock, rock. box. Put me in a pine box, cause I'll work around the clock. Your songs sound like baby talk. If you think you what you need, you're a bird and I'm a hawk, and my songs are lovely. And my songs are lovely. Hey, 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 looking at the birds flying in the sky. Oh, they are so free, but only for some time. I got no remorse for fools who don't like me, but I know what's up with the spirit inside me. Looking at the birds flying in the sky. Oh, they are so free, but only for some time. I got no remorse for fools who don't like me, but I know what's up with the spirit inside me.
Hi, how you guys doing? I'm Aaron Schmidt, and I'm going to start off with a song for the Flint Song Contest.
Oh, great!
I'm not going to go as far as saying it's about Flint, but it's inspired by Flint. I wrote it when I was homesick and living in Florida. It's called My Mistress. And she's lonely tonight. I hear her coming in and it doesn't feel right. She has her desperate eyes on her, she speaks soft and slow. It's hard to resist her and that's something she knows. Being drunk, death, nothing else is a crime. Believe feeling guilty and will come back every time. She does what she's doing with no choice intent. You love all your time there and regret every misstep. It's holding closer as the city sleeps. I'm not with her and I'm still with you. I'll be as for tomorrow, well that's another time. I'm with her, you're on my mind. Even when I'm with her, you're on my mind. My heart is a cold one and it beats instead of time. She keeps her positive you, so she's always on your mind. Her love is endless and unoccupied soul. She plays all times right so that you lose control. Everything's over before anything began. By the time it's the end, you wish that you ran. Nothing will be gained when you go. By the time it's the end, you'll be perfectly clean. It's moving closer as the city sleeps. I'm not with her and that's with you I'll be. As for tomorrow, that's another time. But even when I'm with her, you're on my mind. Even when I'm with her, you're on my mind.
Yeah.
I actually did write a Flint song.
Yeah.
Great.
I'd like to play it for you now.
Oh, wonderful.
So
So here is the Flint version of the Humoresque in C major. Statues in the dark. If Billy Durant can take it, why can't you? General Pulaski, alas, alack, we pinched his nose and scratched his back. If General Pulaski can take it, why can't you? When we fooled with Dallas Dork, we jabbed him with a fork. Hung a tie on Gandhi's flag, oh boy, what fun. And on the sit-downer's daughter, we put a bucket of water. One good turn deserves another, that is why we strolled again into the park and goosed the statues in the dark. If David Bury can take it, why can't you? Our P. Graffy didn't grin when I hung whiskers on his chin. If our P. Graff can take it, why can't you? When we fooled with Dallas Dork, we jabbed him with a fork. Hung a tie on Gandhi's flag, oh boy, what fun. And on the sit-downer's daughter, we put a bucket of water. One good turn deserves another, that is why we'll stroll again into the park and goose the statues in the dark. If Louis Chevrolet can take it, why can't you? Billy Durant, next time I pass, I'll stick my finger in his eye. If Billy Durant can take it, why can't you?
This first song is my last entry into Flint Song Contest.
Yay! Number 15!
I realized after writing a few that I was going about it all wrong. And I was writing songs about the place. And I realized what I needed to do was write a song about the people. The people of Flint are what made Flint. And I got thinking about it and I decided, what kind of people were the people who built Flint? We lovingly call them factory rats. That's the name of this song. Oh, one thing before you started. I pretty much guarantee everybody in here knows the person that this song is about. My old man came to Flint in 1959. He figured there was more to life than an old coal mine. He didn't want to spend his days in the dark and underground. He started coming his way north. Buick City is what he found. He was a factory rat for 40 years. He paid his union dues. And then we buried him in his one blue suit, 30-year-old wingtip shoes. Well, my old man loved Flint. If he was here to see the way things are today, well, I can damn sure tell you what that old factory rat would say. He'd say it's time to run the CEOs the hell right out of town before their $1 million salaries drive us all into the ground. perverted jerks. And it's time to take a look around the things that have gone wrong. Remember, there's strength in numbers. The union will keep us strong. Well, the day we laid his body low, I had to fight back all my tears as I thought of all the wisdom that he had passed on through the years. Well, my old man never went to college. He barely passed 10th grade. But he woke up early every day and took pride in the cars he made. And he taught me to never judge a man by the color of his skin, but to look for the calluses on his hands to find the character within. My old man had a lot of brothers down at the Union Hall, and they all watched out for one another, one for one and all for all. It's time to run the CEOs to hell right out of town for their $1 million salaries to drive us all into the ground. And it's time to vote the politicians back to honest work, 'cause half of them are criminals, the rest perverted jerks. And it's time to take a look around the things that have gone wrong. And remember, there's strength in numbers. The union will keep us strong. Well, he never cared how many immigrants came over here to stay. He said as long as they're not afraid of work, let's help them find their way. And he'd say all them senators that are bucking for free trade, they can all go live in China where that plastic shit is made. The old man, he drove Buicks all his life. He said it was the only way. A man's gotta stand up and support the company where he earns his pay. Well, I went to see him when he was dying. He smiled and said it's just as well, 'cause all my brothers are up in heaven and all the big shots are down in hell. It's time to run the CEOs to hell right out of town before their $1 million salaries to drive us all into the ground. And it's time to vote the politicians back to honest work, 'cause half of them are criminals, the rest perverted jerks. And it's time to take a look around at the things that have gone wrong. Remember, the strength in numbers, the union will keep us strong. He was a factory rat for 40 years. He paid his union dues, and then we buried him in his one blue suit, 30-year-old wingtip shoes.